I was traveling from Georgia to Ohio and booked a last-minute hotel because I was too tired to drive. It was one of those quiet, almost empty hotels where you never see another guest. Check-in was normal, except the front desk guy kept glancing at the clock like he was waiting for something. He put me in room 118, ground floor. When I walked down the hallway, it felt wrong. Not scary, just watched. Across from my room was a maintenance closet with a sign that said employees only. The door was slightly open. I hate when places do that, so I pushed it shut as I passed. But when I reached my room and swiped the key, I heard the closet door creak back open behind me. I looked. It was open again, wider this time. I froze, staring at the dark crack. Then, I swear this on my life, someone inside the closet breathed out, slow, heavy, like they were inches from the door. I hurried into my room, locked everything, and tried to laugh it off. But then it got worse. At 1:12 a.m., I woke up to the sound of wheels rolling down the hallway, like a cart, but slow, dragging. I peeked through the peephole. There was no cart, only a tall man standing perfectly still, right in front of the maintenance closet. He wasn't facing it. He was facing my door. I stepped back instantly. My heart was pounding. He didn't move for at least 2 minutes. Then he walked to the closet and stepped inside, pulling the door quietly with him until it was only half closed. I called the front desk, whispering. Someone is in the hallway, hiding in the maintenance closet. The clerk sighed loudly, like he'd heard this before. Sir, we don't have a maintenance worker on night shift. I felt sick. Are you sure? Sir, we don't even use that closet anymore. The lock broke last year. I nearly dropped the phone because I had seen someone walk into it. The clerk told me to stay inside until he came down the hall to check. I didn't trust him, but I had no other choice. While I waited, I looked through the peephole again. The closet door was now fully open, and someone, was crouching inside. Only the outline of a head and shoulders was visible, watching, waiting. When the clerk finally came around the corner, the closet was empty. But the clerk looked pale. He turned to me and whispered, Sir, that closet is sealed shut from the inside. He pushed lightly on the door. It didn't budge. But I saw, Sir, he interrupted. If the door opened, something opened it from your side of the hallway, not from inside. I packed my things in 10 seconds and got the hell out. I don't know what that man was, or if it was a man, but I still dream of the breathing behind that door. I was on a work trip in Indiana, staying at a cheap roadside hotel because everything else in town was booked. The place wasn't terrible, just old, stained carpets, buzzing lights, and a front desk clerk who looked like he'd been awake for 3 days. He assigned me room 209. When I got off the elevator, the hallway was silent. But the weird part was the smell. Like old perfume mixed with mold, like someone had sprayed something to cover something else. My room looked okay at first glance. But the moment I closed the door, I felt watched. The kind of heavy feeling that makes your skin tighten on its own. I shook it off, put my bag down, and opened the curtains to let light into the room. That's when I noticed something strange. On the window glass, faint fingerprints. Not mine, but small, like a woman's hand, and pressed from the inside. I wiped it off, thinking it was leftover from housekeeping. That night, around 2:40 a.m., I woke up to the sound of the TV turning on by itself. Static, not a channel, just white noise. I grabbed the remote and turned it off. But before I could settle back into bed, I heard a faint sound behind me, a woman whispering. It wasn't a full sentence, more like breathing shaped into a word. Please. I sat up quickly. The room was still, too still. And when I passed the second floor hallway again, the smell of old perfume came back, stronger than before, like she was standing right behind me. Last year, I was on a solo writing retreat and booked a cabin-style lodge in West Virginia. The place had 2 floors, but the receptionist warned me, "You're on the top floor. No one should be above you." The room was nice, wooden walls, fireplace, big windows looking over the forest. Around 2 a.m., I woke up to a loud thump above me. I sat up instantly. Another thump. Then slow footsteps, heavy footsteps, pacing back and forth, right above my bed. At first, I thought maybe the receptionist mixed up the rooms, but when I checked the lodge map on the back of the door, it clearly showed that my room was the top floor. Above me was the roof, nothing else. I lay awake listening. The footsteps grew heavier, like whatever was up there was dragging something, or someone. When I finally gathered courage, I called the front desk. A tired voice answered. I said, "There's someone walking above me." The clerk above my bed had a long, fresh crack running across it, like something heavy had pressed down from the other side. The clerk stared at it and whispered, "Not again." Before I could ask him what he meant, he stepped back and said, "Ma'am, I'm moving you downstairs, tonight." I didn't argue. The next morning at checkout, I asked what that meant, "Not again." He hesitated, then said, "2 years ago, a guest in the top room complained about footsteps on the roof. We ignored it. 3 days later, they found a man living in the ceiling crawl space. He'd made a small opening from the roof." I felt sick. "So you think someone was up there again?" He shook his head slowly. "Ma'am, we sealed that crawl space with boards and metal plates. No one can get inside now, not even from the outside." He leaned closer. "But the footsteps, they still happen, always above the same room." I left without looking back at the building, afraid I'd see someone standing on the roof, staring down at me.